If you guys have been watching me since World's Finest has come around, you know I'm a big fan of the shifting focus mechanic. And I know I talked about it briefly in Superman Batman, but I think now is a time to explain an extra level to what's important about the shifting focus mechanic. As a player who may not be competitive now, it's a good mechanic to help teach you how to think with a competitive mindset. So let me explain. Now, in the recent sets, we've seen, in Avengers Defenders War, we saw a Punisher, we saw a shifting focus Wasp, not necessarily, you get what I'm saying. Elektra, 3 Doctor Stranges, 2 Black Panthers, 2 Visions. X-Force brought us 8 Deadpools. Holy smokes, it's a lot of Deadpooling. And all of this shows a shift in the game as to where it's going in the future. So what I want to talk about is why you as a player who may not be competitive yet should start looking at shifting focus as a mechanic to start teaching you the mindset. Shifting focus as a mechanic uses different characters, all the same name, but swaps them out for the same character in a different light. So for instance, we have a Doctor Strange who's a little bit more focused on attacking, one that's a little bit more focused on helping your other characters defend themselves, and one who's focused on carrying your team. We have Elektra, one who's more focused on stealth, another one strictly focused on attack. Stealth, attack, for those of you who needed that. You got a Division, a Vision, who's focused on range attacks and has a high defense with some evasion. You also have a Solid Vision who's there to take the bumps. You've got Black Panther, who's an outwitter who, when gets threatened, can charge Blade's Claws. You've got a Wasp that leads, and one Wasp that leads and Psychic Blasts, and one that incapacitates and is very mobile. Deadpool has got a huge gamut of close combat, range combat, team focused, movement focused, healing focused, and this one. And what we learn by using these characters is when to use these characters. And this is a pivotal point of team building. A lot of times you question, what do I add to my team? What do I want to put in my team? In the future, shifting focus is going to be your answer to, say, put everything on your team. Every character from the shifting focus sideline is going to be a character who adds to that question or that answer part of that question. As well as a newer player trying to learn the competitive ropes, you learn what things you need and when. Oftentimes, I found myself with the shifting focus Superman not really using some versions of them. Some versions I found myself a little bit more close combat focused, more range focused. Sometimes I never touched the hypersonic version. Sometimes I spent almost a whole game on the defensive version. And the reason all this is important to know is that this is all the stuff I talk about when we talk about competitive play is, what do you need on your team? Well, you need as much as you can get on your team. You may not be able to put everything, but you need a little bit of what you can get. And the shifting focus answers that question to another degree where it's like, what do I need? Everything. Okay, let's put everything on my team or as close to everything as I can on my team. Maybe not necessarily all at the same time. It's a great mechanic if you've never played competitive play. You're looking to get into competitive play, but you're not ready to just break in. Play a couple games with the shifting focus characters, understand how they all work, and then you start to learn more tricks and more reactions and etc. You learn actions, reactions, all the kinds of things that you're going to end up having to look forward to. As well, with dials on the back of the cards, there's a little less mystery as to what you're going to expect out of the characters on the sideline. So, for instance, if I have the close combat focused Deadpool on the map, he's on his 4th click. What does the range combat version look like on his 4th click? Is he worth bringing out right now, or is it time to start whipping out the healing version? I gotta start watching my phrasing in cases like this, though. Whipping out is not necessarily the word I want to be using. But you get where I'm coming from. So as a whole, as a newer competitive player, I suggest trying out shifting focus for a little while. Maybe not necessarily bring it to a tournament if you're not comfortable with it, but use it as your learning base. Use it to better yourself, better your understanding of how this game works and how we think in this game in competitive play. And, help yourself as well kind of maximize the use of your collection. We collect all these figures. Why not use as many of them as we possibly can, right? That said, guys, thank you very much for watching this. I'm the biggest proponent of shifting focus, so shift your focus, do the shifting focus, and give it all a try. And get some practice with it, because practice will make those teams better.